Hello everyone, we're going to get started in a minute. Melody, actually no, I don't think you're, Frendii, Stacy, and Martha, can you please make sure you have exited out of AirMeet? I'm going to get feedback, so I'll need you to exit out of it and then just bookmark that link so that you can open it again. But you are all now going to be playing the same loop, and we're going to get loops and loops and loops of feedback for the online participants. So all my startups, if you could just exit out of all of your AirMeet tabs, that would be fantastic. For those of you who are online, Shibra, can you grab this computer for me, please, that one, and unmute it and tell me if there's any feedback for the participants? For those of you online, I'm testing to see if there's any feedback. You should see a chat. For those of you who are online with us, there is a chat. If at any point there are any tech issues, audio, video, please put it in the chat, and our tech support will solve it as quickly as possible. We are going to get started in a couple of minutes. We're still waiting for some online people and in-person people to come. And then we'll have our celebration, our demo day celebration. Yeah? Awesome. Okay. Sounds good, sounds great. You are good, looks good. Y'all are awesome. Cool. I'm actually just waiting for Mike. Is Mike here? Mike's not here. Can you grab Mike? Actually, while we're waiting to start, I'm gonna direct my attention real quickly to our online participants, so feel free to talk amongst yourselves, and I will be with you all shortly. This is going to be a fun juggling of our first very large hybrid format. For those of you online, there's a delay here, so hopefully you can see me. Yes, awesome. For those of you online, here I am. Okay. You cannot speak. I cannot hear any of you yet. When you get to like the table part of this, if you showed up a little bit early, you saw those different tables. Shibra, can you make sure that they can hear me okay on that one, please? So if you got here early, you saw those little tables, those pods. That is how the networking is going to work with the startups. So you saw GLUKI's table, you saw Dutch's table, you saw Frendii's table, Splitcoin, Zavvaly. So during the networking part of this, you will just go over to those different pods. And this platform will just push you over there. So as soon as I end this session, you will all be pushed over to those tables, and then you can choose the tables that you want to go to. If you have any questions at any point, again, just put it in the chat. We do have some people monitoring the chat and any tech issues. You will see the chat if you've lost the chat feature. If you click on messages at the top, you should be able to direct. You might get this like direct message chat. I can't tell if what I'm seeing is because I'm an admin or not. So you might get this little message that says direct message. You just have to exit out of that, and then you'll see the chat feature. Any questions for those of you online? Put it in the chat. If you click on the people tab at the top, you'll see the other people who are here. There's 24 of you. Welcome. So happy to have you. And again, click on messages at the top. You might have to exit out of that direct message the pop-up. Exit out of that, and then you should see the chat feature. Let me know if you have any questions. And again, this is quite intuitive. As soon as I end the session, you will all be pushed over into those networking tables to network with the startups. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Quick logistics, and I'll welcome you up. Okay, quick logistics for all of you here. Hello, welcome to Hub 101's IdeaToDo demo day. I'm so excited to have you all here. We have some incredible founders as part of this program. It is a privilege for all of us to hear their stories and learn more about their companies. I'm so excited for you to be able to learn from them. Did everyone get a program? Yes. You got a program? Okay, the program is at the front. If you didn't raise your hand, and some of my helpers will come bring them over. Fantastic. Keep your hand up and you will get a program. Thank you, Melody. And then we have one over here. The reason this is important, and for those of you online, I emailed this to you. If you have not received it, I will put it up on the screen. You will get this if you have not received this yet. The reason this is important, on the back it says networking order. You flip to the back, it says networking order, and you will see that from 5:10 to 5:35, the companies that you all in person can meet with are Splitcoin, GLUKI, and Dutch. For those of you online, you will be able to meet with Frendii and Zavvaly. So all of the tables will be open, my online participants. You'll just need to go to the Frendii and Zavvaly tables. And then at 5:35 to 6, we switch. So the companies that you can network with in person are Frendii and Zavvaly. And the companies that you can network with online are Splitcoin, GLUKI, and Dutch. So 2 25-minute sessions. The first one online, Frendii and Zavvaly. Second one online, Splitcoin, GLUKI, and Dutch. Does that make sense? Any questions? Yes? It's been very fun to manage and juggle a hybrid event. The networking part is kind of like another complex part of this. And so if you have any questions at any point, we have tons of helpers today. Just raise your hand, shout it out. Okay. Any questions? Any questions from my online participants? Okay. Fantastic. Then with that, for those of you who I have not yet met, my name is Kristen Dell, and I manage Hub 101. Hub 101 opened in 2016. It's part of Cal Lutheran University's Stephen Dorfman Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Because there are so many new faces, both online and in person, I would love to welcome Mike Panessis to share a few words. Mike is our Executive Director for the Stephen Dorfman Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Round of applause, please. So this is the mic for the online, so just stay in this realm and you'll be good.
This realm?
This is online, that's in person.
This is so technologically sophisticated. I have a feeling that this is the new normal, this hybrid kind of approach. Welcome all. But show of hands, how many of you have never been here before? So most of you have. Wonderful. Well, for those of you who haven't, welcome. Welcome home. We like to tell entrepreneurs that this is your home. Cal Lutheran started this space for entrepreneurs in the area to get started. And this IdeaToDo program that Kristen started is one of the things that we do to help entrepreneurs in that vein. We're still getting into the swing of having events in person again. It's been a while. I'm glad to see so many faces that are willing to bravely come in person and meet with our founders. For something like this, I think it works better. I think that doing it online, we tried. It's just a lot harder to do. And for the teams that got all the way through the program, congratulations. It's a lot of hard work, right? It's a lot of hard work. I don't think anyone who hasn't done it before realizes how difficult it is just to get started. That's really the hardest part. The second hardest part is every day doing a little bit to keep your startup going. It's not easy. It's filled with challenges. And it's days like this where we get a chance to celebrate. Is anyone here an angel investor or a VC? We've got one, and me. So for the rest of you, you're going to practice your investor faces today, right? So I can tell you that even though I'm called an angel investor, the way I look during a pitch very often isn't associated with angels. Maybe the other direction, but make sure you cross your arms. Have a little bit of a suspicious look. And this is just to help you practice for when you are in front of angel investors. But this is one of those rites of passage, right? That's so important to founders, getting up in front of a room full of people and telling them about this startup that's really a piece of them. That it's hard. I guess this is a mafia reference. Maybe I should use it. It's not personal. It's only business, right? For startups, that's not true. It's very personal. It has to be personal. Why else would you spend so much time and effort on something that out of the gate can take up so much of your time? And let's be frank, very often ends in failure. One of my favorite definitions of an entrepreneur is someone who's oblivious to the fact that the odds are stacked against them. If people didn't start knowing that the odds were against them, we wouldn't have the wonderful startup community that we have today. So that's what this space is. Consider it your home. We do charge, so you do have to pay rent if you come all the time, but if you want to come every so often, just let us know. We'd be happy to see you on a regular basis. I should also introduce, I got embarrassed, some people, right? We have a couple of folks. The Stephen Dorkin Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship is part of Cal Lutheran School of Management. And we have in the room Kyle McIntosh. Kyle, raise your hand. Kyle is the new program director for our MBA program. If you're thinking about pursuing an MBA, talk to Kyle. I'm pretty sure he's the world's tallest MBA program director. He was also the world's tallest accounting lecturer, so we just continue with that. And Earl Charles. Earl is the head of our graduate IT program. So I'm happy to see Cal Lutheran folks coming back too. This place was empty for so long. Oh, and one more. She's in the back. Come on in, Carmina. You came up just the right time. Carmina Beck is an entrepreneurship lecturer. So welcome all. And I probably talked for too much already. And I know you guys want to get up here and start pitching. So I'm looking forward to hearing your pitches.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mike. So this is, yes, round of applause for Mike. A quick final one about IdeaToDo. So Mike mentioned it. IdeaToDo is our 14-week program that takes entrepreneurs from an early stage idea through validation and development to launch. So the startups that you're going to hear from tonight are startups that are graduating tonight. It's kind of like the culmination event of that program. So more than anything, this is also a celebration. So for my entrepreneurs that if you have those nervous jitters, I hope that you are feeling very excited to be celebrated over the next couple of hours. So we are going to try and keep this very strict to time because we are a little bit over. So I'm going to welcome up to the stage our very first presenter, Martha Gamboa, who is the founder of Frendii. Switch the thing on. Yes. Oh, Frendii, where are you, Frendii? we. And then close this mic.
As a personal trainer, I was asked to walk 4 days a week by a former client. She was not clear for exercise, so she asked, "Will you walk with me if I pay you?" I thought about it for a total of 3 seconds, and I said yes. We started walking 2 days a week for 30 minutes, then 3 days a week for 30 minutes. Soon it was 4 days for an hour. During the next 6 months, for that 1 hour, Lucy, we'll call her Lucy, she shared her life story, her battle with cancer, her divorce, her career as a teacher, and the life of her 2 grown children. She looked forward to the walk. She wanted to tell me about the bad neighbor and what she ate last night. She seemed happier and she was smiling more. My name is Martha Gamboa, founder of Frendii, a social club for women over 50. Not everyone has a personal trainer to show up at the front door to go for a walk and talk. Not everyone has a social network that they can tap into when they need a friend or they want to go ahead and go out for coffee and conversation. The women that I've talked to say that it is hard to make friends, especially as we get older. And as we go through life's transition, as we mature, we go through divorce, we become empty nesters, our friends move away, our friends die. That social network is very important. And lack of social interaction or lack of connecting with others, we know is affecting our mental health. But what research shows that in addition to affecting our mental health, it is impacting our physical health. It is now, research shows that it is now related to diabetes or heart disease. A study done in 2020 shows that 43% of adults in the United States, 65 years and older, are feeling lonely. 43% of the individuals 65 years and older. And even before COVID, loneliness and isolation was deemed the health crisis of our time. And as a personal trainer, when I learned that it can impact your physical health, it spoke to me and it inspired me to go ahead and start Frendii. The solution is a club for women over 50 to connect in person and go out there and do fun things. We promote social interaction through various activities like breakfast, dinners, walks. This is us at the Malibu Cafe on Sunday. The market that we're targeting is women over 50 who live in the United States, specifically women who are retired. Why? Because those are the early adopters. How does Frendii work? A member pays a fee, monthly or annual. Frendii organizes monthly events, member-only events. Members get to pick and choose events that they want to go to, and that's where the magic happens. When a woman goes to a breakfast, the first month, and then the second month, and the third month, you start to bond, you start to see the same faces, you make friends. Matter of fact, tonight, there's 3 gals who met through Frendii who are going to see Maverick. Last week, after our breakfast, 2 gals exchanged the phone number and they went shopping. So Frendii is doing what it is meant to do, which is provide a social network that women can tap into and make friends. Now my vision for Frendii is to have community ambassadors in various geographic areas to grow this. They can manage, nurture, and grow Frendii. This is what the app will look like. If you're a member, you can download the app, create an account, create a profile. You'll have access to the calendar, register for events. You can befriend members. You can message members. As a non-member, you'll have a chance to also download the app and create an account and create a profile. However, they'll have access to the calendar of events, but if they want to register to one of the events, when they hit the register button, oops, you'll take them to this over here, to the screen on your left-hand side. It will prompt them to select the membership option. So in order to proceed with the event registration, they need to become a member. It will also have a feature that allows someone to see who's going. So for example, if I met Margie at breakfast and really got along, and I'm now going to another event, and I see that Margie's not going, I can send an invitation and say, hey, would you like to go? If I see that we're going to one of the favorite restaurants that my neighbor, who is not a member, we're going to go to Grano, Italian, for example. I can send an invitation to this non-member. This gives me Frendii an opportunity to gather a list of potential prospects that can be converted to members down the line. Our business model is subscription-based. There's 3 models. Frendii Wellness allows a member to take advantage of our virtual workouts every Saturday. Frendii Local will allow a member to attend a specific number of events per month. And Frendii Local, Frendii Plus, they have access to everything. Our go-to-market strategy is very specific. We are going to go ahead and reach our members where they're at. They are heavy Facebook users. They spend time on Nextdoor. Matter of fact, 2 of our members came from Nextdoor. 13 of our current members came from Facebook. And we're going to go to the retirement homes. We are going to fish where the fish are at. The market that we're looking at, there are 123 million women in the United States, ages 19 and older. 59 million are 50 and older. And the specific target market that we're addressing is 24 million. Our goal is to capture 20% of the target market, which is 4.8 million subscribers. And if they subscribe to the Frendii Local, which is $129 a month, we're looking at a market opportunity of over $500 million. Competitors? Yes. People always ask, well, how are you different than Meetup? We are very different. We are the only ones who target women only and women over 50, and we are focused on wellness. If I am an event organizer on Meetup and I'm a business owner and I want to schedule a networking event, I can do that. Frendii is focused strictly on wellness. Stitch is another platform that caters to the 50 and older population, but they're not for women only, and they're in 3 or 4 countries. Nextdoor. Nextdoor right now is very big on promoting face-to-face interaction with your neighbor, but again, they're not for women only. Now, senior centers can be considered an indirect competitor. Now, that's funny because I ask the members who have joined, I always like to talk to them and ask, how did you hear about Frendii? What resonated about Frendii for you? And what about senior centers? Why aren't you going over there? They're like, whoa, that's not for me. That's for somebody else. So our members are very active, very vibrant. The traction that we have so far, we have 26 paying members. Out of those 26, 13 are monthly. And matter of fact, in May, we have 3 that renew. So we're looking at renewals already, monthly renewals. In May, we have 2 members that started out monthly and they upgraded to annual because they see the value. I have interviewed 50 women. I've asked them, what do you think about the idea? What can be improved? And they're like, well, do you have a chapter in my area? I run Facebook ads and women are responding. They like the idea of Frendii. Let me read a testimonial here on the upper right-hand side. I was getting ready to retire when a friend mentioned her social group, the activities and the workouts on Zoom. My retirement was not turning out how I expected. From the moment I joined Frendii, I have made new friends and my retirement has been a joy. I changed the names to protect their privacy. The team, I am the founder and the CEO. I am an entrepreneur. I run my own personal training business right now. I have over 20 years of experience in sales and marketing for Fortune 500 companies like Allstate and AIG. And my advisor, Kristen Bell with Lutheran University, which some of you may know. I am asking for $250,000 to help me get Frendii off the ground. We're going to go ahead and hire tech talent. We're going to invest heavily in marketing because we know that that's where our members are finding us on Facebook. We're going to develop our app, and the money is also going to go for operations. Our exit strategy. We want to get acquired. We want to go ahead and build our membership. We want to go ahead and make a company fall in love with us. And Facebook, possibly one of the potential buyers, because they have been known to buy social media companies like Instagram. And 43% of their users are women. Nextdoor, that's where I'd like to be acquired, okay? It's a perfect marriage. I want to thank you very much. Please join me on this journey to help create a platform that allows women to connect more easily. And you're welcome to scan that QR code for the website and for the mock app, which is through Marvel. Thank you very much.
I'm just going to do a really quick check-in with my online attendees. How are we doing online? Audio's good, visual's good? Okay, I haven't heard anything yet. So, we're going to welcome up our next presenter, who is Frendii Ranieri, who is the founder of Splitcoin. Please give a round of applause to Frendii. Thank you. And then try to stay until that Martha got a little off.
Sure.
Let's do this. I'm gonna do this.
Are we good?
Yep.
All right.
Sorry.
No worries. Hi, everyone. Thank you all for coming today. My name is Frendii. I'm the founder of Splitcoin. Splitcoin is cold storage for your secrets, passwords, and private keys. If any of you are familiar with crypto, you can use Splitcoin to store your seed phrase on a set of our NFC-enabled Splitcoins, as you can see there, that work with our mobile application. So before I tell you a little bit more about that, let me tell you a bit about myself. So I'm a software engineer, been working for the past 10 years. I'm also a CLU grad, graduated computer science in 2015. I'm a .NET developer, focusing on mostly cross-platform applications using Xamarin Forms, use Syncfusion UI toolkits, and backend using Microsoft Azure. I've been a solo developer for the past 5 years for a startup company in Camarillo, developing their entire Android, iOS application. And I've been a Tezos investor, Zcash investor, which are cryptocurrencies. And as a crypto investor, kind of led me to the problem that Splitcoin is solving. So there's a saying in the industry, not your keys, not your coins, if any of you are familiar with crypto. And I'll explain what that means in this example. So here we have Sophia. And Sophia is going to buy some Bitcoin on an exchange, like Coinbase. So what she can do is she can either leave that Bitcoin on the exchange, or she can create her own wallet and move that Bitcoin to her own wallet. So she could be in control of her own keys, or she can trust the third party. So there's a few reasons why trusting a third party can be dangerous. So for example, exchanges can get hacked, where basically all of the money is drained from your account. There are exit scams, your account can be frozen, your password credentials can get stolen. There are lots of staking opportunities, and there's really no FDIC insurance advantage to actually leaving your coins on an exchange. So for this reason, Sophia now understands all of these benefits, and as you get through more experience in the crypto industry, you start to understand that. So she creates her own wallet, a self-custodial wallet, and decides to move her coins to her own wallet. She can use really any of these wallets here, hardware wallets or software wallets such as Ledger, Trust, Atomic, etc. When she creates a wallet, what it does is it generates a 12 to 24 word passphrase. And this passphrase, think of it as a word list that has the access to all of your money. So if you lose this word list, or if it's stolen, all your money is lost forever. So it's very important when creating your own wallet to secure this seed phrase. And that's what Splitcoin really helps us do. And currently there are a few ways people are storing their seed phrase right now. So they're storing them on pieces of paper, where they simply just write down their list of words on those pieces of paper. They're etching them into metal. They're storing them on flash drives, encrypted and unencrypted. Some people put it on like their Google Drive, on the cloud. There are some different mesh network solutions. And now there's Splitcoin. And so Splitcoin's main benefits are that it's encrypted, distributed, and by distributed meaning that you can split up your storage device across different locations so that it mitigates risk of theft. And it's also completely offline. So the data retention period on these physical Splitcoins is good for 50 years. So if you were to like actually store a file or a piece of data on a flash drive, it's actually only good for about 10 to 20 years before the data goes bad. So our NFC tags are rated for 50 years. Our physical coins are very strong acrylic material. They're water resistant, they don't break, and it's dedicated storage. So you're not going to write over your Splitcoins with your family Christmas photos like you might on a flash drive. You can also burn your data to the Splitcoin, similar to how you would like burn data to a CD. It becomes read-only on our device. It's very easy to set up. It's used with our mobile application via NFC, which is like tap-to-pay technology with your credit card. It's simple to set up. It's, again, encrypted, but passwords are optional. So, I mean, who wants to remember passwords? So, from a high level, I'm going to explain an illustration here that shows how it works. Actually storing your seed phrase on the physical split coins. So you can use anywhere from 2 to 8 coins in a set. In this example, we're going to use 3. So think about it as your seed phrase being a very valuable item that you're putting inside a safe. And so you put that item inside a safe, and then you take that safe and put it inside an even bigger safe. And then you take that safe and put it inside an even bigger safe. Right? So now you have one outer safe with 2 inner safes, the innermost safe containing your seed phrase. Then we close that outer safe, we split it into 3 pieces, and then we store 1 piece of that safe on each coin, and then because we have 3 safes, we have 3 keys, we store 1 key on each coin as well. When you want to recover your seed phrase, you simply gather all of your coins, and you have to have all of them. You gather them, scan them in the app through the secret recovery process, and what it'll do is it'll extract the pieces of your safe, and reconstruct that outer safe, and then open them all individually using the keys to then reveal that seed phrase which is in that innermost safe. So this is all made possible through that illustration. We use AES-256 GCM mode encryption in the app. It's unbreakable by brute force. It is the strongest encryption standard in the world. It's considered military grade encryption. Used by all your very popular banking apps, credit card companies, other financial institutions, and armed forces. We use bouncy castle libraries, which are C# libraries that have been reliably used since 2004. And here's how the data storage is made possible through AES-256. So we have our recovery phrase, or our seed phrase as it's called. And you can see here this example of someone storing their seed phrase by just etching it into metal, or you could also write it down on a piece of paper. That's super dangerous because if somebody were to find that, they'd be able to access all of your funds. So what Splitcoin does, it takes your seed phrase and transforms it using AES-256 cascaded encryption and generates that encrypted data that you see right here for coin number 1 data, coin number 2, and coin number 3. Then it's going to store that data onto those physical split coins. And then when you want to recover your seed phrase, you simply run the secret recovery process, you scan the coins back in, and it'll take that data off of the coins, the encrypted data, and transform it back into your original seed phrase. And now you might ask, okay, well, what happens if I lose one of my coins in my set? It's very easy to make copies of your coins so that this doesn't happen. Data redundancy is meant to prevent this. So you can just use the copy tool in the app. It takes about 2-3 seconds to make a copy of a coin. Think of making a copy of your house key. So you can make a copy of your set of coins. So you can have multiple copies in different locations. Consumer behavior doesn't have to change if you're somebody who's very comfortable with using paper or etching your seed phrase into metal. Instead of basically writing the words down, you would just write the encrypted data down. And then you could use Splitcoin tools using the read tool and the write tool to write that data back onto a split coin and then run the secret recovery process at a later time. So here are 2 products. We have the Splitcoin first edition product and our Splitcoin tags. The first edition product retails for $99.99 and the tags retail for $29.99. There are 3 key differences between these 2 products in our line. The first one is that the Splitcoin first edition includes an NFT. So if you're familiar with NFTs, Splitcoin will be having NFTs, and I'll go into that in a second. The first edition coins are also extremely durable compared to the tags. The tags are just 25 millimeter, they're 1-inch diameter stickers, whereas the coins are 40 millimeter strong, acrylic, durable, they're water resistant, you can't snap them in half. And they're also very portable, so you can move them anywhere you'd like to store them, whereas the tags, they peel and stick to a non-metal object. Once they're stuck to that object, you can't peel them back off. So one of our revenue streams is to go after brand partners, and so we'll be pursuing partnerships with different companies in the space, like different NFT projects and notable figures, but primarily NFT projects. So we can look at the top 5 NFT projects of all time. For example, we have CryptoPunks and Bored Ape Yacht Club, which you may have heard of if you're familiar with crypto. Those are some very popular NFT projects. What we would be doing is doing licensing for basically white label Splitcoins. So it would be that project's art, logo, colors, all on our Splitcoins, and then they simply promote to their own community via social media channels and take a licensing fee. We handle all of the manufacturing, e-commerce, distribution of the product. And then I mentioned we have NFTs, which are sold with the Splitcoin First Edition product. So how this works is anyone who purchases the Splitcoin First Edition product, when they're checking out on our website, they can enter their Tezos wallet address. And what we'll do is when their order is processed, we airdrop them or we send them their NFT. Think of the purchase online kind of as the minting process. And so basically once they receive their NFT, you can either hold your NFT or you can buy more on our marketplace on object.com, or you can sell your NFT. And anytime the Splitcoin NFT is sold, Splitcoin Inc. makes a 5% commission on that transaction. So these NFTs will basically be membership cards for giveaways, events, partnerships, free product. As the Splitcoin brand grows, there will be more utility that will grow as well with the NFTs. And there's a total supply of 10,000 NFTs. There will only ever be 10,000 Splitcoin NFTs, and they vary in rarity level. We have legendary, epic, rare, uncommon, common. You can see them right there in that graphic. So our market size, when we're looking at hardware wallet users and software wallet users, there are 221 million hardware and software wallet users. The market is a $250 million industry right now in just hardware wallets. It's growing at a rapid rate. It's going to be over $1 billion by 2028. I'm sure you guys have all seen crypto in the market, very popular right now. And NFTs have really blown up in this past year. 23% of all millennials are NFT collectors, NFT users. So we really fit every single person who is a hardware wallet, who uses a hardware wallet, a software wallet, or is an NFT collector. Those are all potential customers for Splitcoin because they all have a seed phrase that needs to be backed up. So our customer acquisition strategy, we'll be using all the standard social media channels, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, just to basically communicate with our customers, let them know what's going on within the community, and how we're evolving, different milestones that Splitcoin is achieving. Our sponsored articles and press releases will be very commonly used as we launch and have new milestones that the brand is achieving. As we come out with new products, new product lines, new partnerships, we'll be releasing through these crypto news outlets. And then our licensing partners are really popular. That is how we really plan on gaining a lot of customers quickly, because we can tap into their existing customer bases. So, Bored Ape Yacht Club, for example, has 1 million followers on Twitter. If we were to land a partnership with them, then they would immediately promote to their community, and that would be a quick way for us to then tap into those customers. So, consumer safety. You might ask, okay, how do I know that Splitcoin is safe to use? How do I know that it does what it says it does? So we will undergo audits by a leading security audit firm, Least Authority, who we've already been in contact with, founded by the Zcash founders, the leading cryptocurrency in space. So we're in conversations with them right now, getting our audits all prepared. The code will be completely open source on GitHub, so you can see exactly what's going on under the hood. Developers can scrutinize it, our community members can see exactly how it works, so that there are no tricks, it's safe to use, and everybody understands the application that they're using. Splitcoins are authenticated using a unique ID, so each physical Splitcoin has its own unique ID, to where our application will only work with the Splitcoins that we sell. And then you also have the option to use a secondary phone that you can permanently put into airplane mode. So think of it this way, your data is stored only on your coins. The phone stores nothing, but the phone does the transactions. So if you want, the entire process can be offline if you have a phone that is permanently offline as well. So basically it allows your phone to act as a hardware wallet. And right now we're planning on growing our team. We've been bootstrapping, and when I say we, I mean me, because it's just me. And so right now I'm planning on seeking out advisors, marketing advisors who have a large social media reach, business development advisors who have industry connections into the space. And if you're interested in learning how you can be part of the Splitcoin team, feel free to contact me. Come check out the booth. Love to talk to you. I really feel like Splitcoin can be the leading solution for seed phrase storage in the space right now, because there really is nothing that is a de facto standard solution for this problem. You can also scan our QR code here to see the live market-ready product. We have our website up with some different videos, and if you're interested in checking out the booth for a live demo, feel free to come by. Thank you all for listening.
Fantastic. Next up, we have Stacy DePatti, the founder of GLUKI. Please join me in giving a round of applause to Stacy.
Hi, welcome. My name again is Stacy DePatti, and I am the founder of GLUKI. And a little bit about me. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 18, about 30 years ago. My first month of college. My blood sugar was 1,000, almost in a coma. Usually the range is between 70 and 120. So over 3 days, I was in the hospital, and to survive, I gave myself injections, took blood sugars every hour on the hour, and I had to measure the food that I was eating. And of course, these new skills were extremely overwhelming and intimidating. So I started to ask, is there a better way to learn about this condition? And this is just a picture of my mother and I when I was, the month before I was diagnosed. So, before I get started, there's a big difference between type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes, and a lot of misconceptions along the way. So I'd like to gear towards away those misconceptions. In type 1 diabetes, your body completely stops taking insulin, making insulin in the pancreas. You need daily injections to survive. You can develop at any age, but usually it's with young kids or young adults. And not always caused by genetics. You could get it through a virus or bacteria, and it could attack your immune system, which happened to me. And type 1 can be misdiagnosed often, which could lead to a lot of complications, and you need to get into the hospital immediately. And 1.84 million type 1s in the US, while 64,000 are diagnosed every year. So it's quite a problem. Type 2 diabetes, a bigger problem. The body still produces insulin, but inefficiently, which could cause blood sugars to become unstable. It occurs in over the age of 40, but typically those with a family history of type 2. But it is also becoming more prevalent with children who are struggling with eating healthy and exercising. And through diet, exercise, or insulin injections, type 2 can be manageable or even reversible at times, not type 1. There are 34 million type 2s in the US, while 1.3 million are diagnosed every year. So let's talk about type 1, since I have that. Take note of these, because some people don't see these symptoms, and it can get quite scary. So, extremely dehydrated and very thirsty. High blood sugar, you're going to the bathroom frequently. Sorry, just trying to move on here. Here we go. Loss of weight and a blurry vision and showing signs of confusion. And you spill high ketones, which are poisons in your body that could damage your other organs, go into decay. Therefore, you could go to a coma. And obviously, you need to get to the hospital immediately. There goes my beeping. Sorry. So at the hospital, you go on insulin by first learning to take your injections on orange. Then you try it on your own body. That's generally what happens for these little kids. They have to go through it. Pretty scary. You get frequent blood sugar tests every hour in the hour. Recover from dehydration. You meet an endocrinologist, and you also meet with a diabetes educator to go through your diet, log in blood sugars and food intake, and you treat any other complications. And then coming home with type 1, now you're really lost. You're very overwhelmed. You feel alone. You have here Rufus the Bear, it's just through JDRF. They give you an app where only like pretty much 2 to 4 year olds log on to get to understand it. It's like Rufus the Bear is diabetic, so let's pretend that, you go through the app with that. Parents and caretakers have this book that they could go through and lots of other reading material. They just have to read and learn about it, and obviously they're very, very overwhelmed as parents. New medications and lots of instructions, new nutritional diet, as we talked about, taking blood sugars and analyzing it with food intake and logging it, feeling and treating the highs and the lows of the blood sugar constantly. You document everything, and sleepless nights, 24 hours, 7 days a week. So, unveiling the problem that's faced with type 1 diabetes that I've noticed over the last 30 years. Educational challenges. Type 1 diabetes is inconsistent across the board, meaning that you may not get the education that somebody else in parts of the country might not get. Lack of education at the school setting. You need to go into the school, explain to the administrators, the staff, the teachers, my son, daughter has type 1. Lack of pediatric endocrinologists. You may have to wait 3 months, 4 months to see a doctor. You make your own decisions along the way, or you might be hours and hours away from that doctor. There's not very many of these specialists. Daily life challenges, managing unstable blood sugars, dealing with surrounding misconceptions. Oh, you're diabetic, you shouldn't be eating that. Really, mind your own business. Very inexpensive a disease, very, very expensive. And it's emotionally draining. So, let's meet the GLUKI solution. GLUKI stands for glucose key indicator. He has a little glucose molecule on him. It's an app that's a character app that fosters support between type 1s, their families, and the broader type 1 community. It's a gamified app that goes over teaching about insulin intake to understand it, carb counting, nutrition, and value of foods, and so forth. It motivates you through learning to give you skins and rewards. Understanding the science between type 1, and the more you understand your condition, the better you'll deal with it. In empowering yourself, so if you do daily journals and self-reflection, you could do better with the condition. So you do that through journaling, and different mediums of art will be on the app. And emphasizes connection with the type 1 community, so you could talk to others that are in the GLUKI world. So here's the GLUKI app. I have the prototype as well, but this is some of the features here. The sign-in welcome page. This is where you could create your profile. You could create it as having type 1 diabetes, you care for somebody who has it, or you just know somebody, you just really want to know about it. And then here's the home page where I have the games, the T1DME, meaning new friends that have type 1, rewards and skins, and then I have GLUKI News, which is only on the parent page, so you can learn about the science moving forward. And then here's another way here's a way you can connect with your friends. Here is the messaging that will look like. Here's where you could go and express yourself through journaling, taking pictures, how you feel today, emotions. And then here's an example of a little girl that drew a picture about type 1, the way she looks at it. I have many examples. And here is just maybe through GLUKI emotions, how you feel, your blood sugar's up and down, and just kind of, if you see the patterns and you feel that way, you're more in tune with your condition. And then here are the games. The second one, insulin, I'll talk about in a second. This is like Candy Crush, but it's choosing healthy choices of food instead of candies. And then skins. So companies could go ahead and brand their company medical device on the skins. Here's a game that I would love to come to fruition through funding, obviously. Through living through GLUKI's world, that's the cell in the top. And in the diabetic world, you need insulin to open those cells to get food in the cells to use as energy. And usually type 1s, you have to take take insulin manually to get those cells to open. So my point here is the more you are in tune with your condition, the more you understand it and what's going on in your own body, the better you'll be with your condition. So that's what GLUKI is going to help out with. And then the target market, the early adopters, would be obviously 4 to 12-year-olds, newly diagnosed, those that love games, who doesn't, and those who are enticed by rewards and skins. Need motivation. It's really hard. It's a 24/7 job. Parents and caretakers need to be a part of it. The more the doctors and nurses and so forth are a part of it, and they'll learn in a fun way, and they'll be more sensitive and at ease around type 1s. Subscription model. So First month is free trial to try it, check it out. $5.99 per month for the first user, $55.99 per year for the first user. Then the family plan up for $6, $7.99, $68.99 for a year, get a discount. And then of course I'm hoping for medical companies to help advertise and be a part of the solution. Market size. So as I mentioned, 35.4 million type 1s and type 2 combined, and I'm focusing right now on the 1.84 million type 1s in the United States, why 210,000 youth have it, but it's growing every day, even because of actually COVID. So I want to also focus not only the kids, but the type 1s that have diabetic burnout, and those that are family and friends, so it could be a big network of people. And then this is the competitive landscape. Obviously, GLUKI kind of touches upon all those areas. You have the Facebook groups, the nonprofit groups that have forums. I talked about Rufus the Bear, but let's focus on Eddie. Eddie's very similar, but the big difference is that Eddie connects in real time. Eddie connects to the device that you have. Not all kids have continuous glucose meters. They can't afford it. So I like to have this in the virtual world only, learning, applying it to real life, not being in real life with your technical, all your technical tools here. So my marketing, channel partners, nonprofits like Beyond Type 1, which is big. I'm associated with some of these already, Diatribe, name a few. And then corporate sponsors, for diversity rewards, because I feel like every year you should celebrate your year that you succeeded at this disease. So I want companies, which I feel like have a corporate responsibility, to help out with type 1s. Social media, I want to blog, Facebook, be on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and podcasting. And the product would be for the Apple iOS, because most some kids are on with their technology with the Apple versus other devices. Game development, I want to certify kids in school, the nurses in schools, so maybe have assessments on the app. And then partnerships like Dexcom and Abbott and Eli Lilly and so forth could be part of the product for branding. And then customer evidence, I'll just read one of these due to time. A little girl who's 8 years old, had it for 6 years. She's very familiar with GLUKI, and she wrote, "I can't wait to get GLUKI as one of my apps. Sometimes I feel alone as a type 1 diabetic, and I think GLUKI will help me not feel alone anymore." And this is another mom who talks about 24/7 a day, how difficult and challenging it is. And a diabetic educator who has to constantly teach the kids how to learn about their disease. I believe that she wants to learn, like many teach. She wants to teach others in a fun way and use GLUKI as that source. And then I have my doctor who really fondly supports this idea. And then here is our team right now. I'm founder. I was a teacher for 11 years, so I understand elementary education, went to Irvine, and LMU for my master's. My husband, Paul, he is an economics major at CSUN, so he understands the business perspective of it, and he's a VP of operations at a creative agency. And our lovely Kristen Bell, amazing, and Matthew, thank you. And the future team members, obviously I need game and app developer, I need a health specialist to oversee the program, and marketing sales, who doesn't need that, and the creative direction to continue to making sure it's very enhancing and compelling to go on GLUKI and pay for the subscription year by year. And of course, a board of directors. I'm asking for raising $100,000, 20% for marketing, 30% for operations, and 50% so far for the product development. This is my first round. Next steps, I hope to get GLUKI going in the next 6 months is my goal. Partner with 3 nonprofits and 3 medical companies. Continue with 20% of getting into the hospitals, that's very important. And then continuing with more corporations to help out. And then hopefully get all 10% of all type 1s under 12 to subscribe. And then get to the type 2 world, because I believe they can learn too. An exit strategy, I'd like to get with Tandem, a pump company, Dexcom, Medtronic, Eli Lilly, an insulin company, Abbott Libre, and an insulin Omnipod, and then all the insurance companies, because you know they have a place in all of this, and then maybe some gaming companies, EA Games or Activision. And I want to thank you. As tomorrow is a long tomorrow for the cure, let's focus on today by learning and feeling motivated and confident to help empower ourselves with about type 1. And here you go, you can scan my QR code at my booth, and you could go onto my social media, complete a survey I have, the prototype, and this presentation deck. And thank you for learning about my world, and I hope to be part of yours. Thank you.
Fantastic. Next up, we have Melody Clark, the founder of Dutch. And for those of you who are online, I turned this up for you. Now I think I'm a little too hot. We are about 10 minutes. I had some buffer, so we're okay for you online participants. You'll still get some networking time. I'm going to turn you down.
Can everybody hear me? Yeah? All right. Well, welcome and thank you guys so much for being here today. My name is Melody. I am the founder of Dutch. Dutch is a social platform focused on connecting people in person, in real time, when they want to connect, while educating users about themselves and others in an effort to curb implicit biases, promote acceptance, and foster empathy across humanity. All right, so you guys might be wondering why the world needs changing. Well, our implicit biases, they divide us. Loneliness depresses us. Mental health shames us. Social isolation kills us. And social media compares us. Right. So it's been researched by Stanford researchers that the #1 reason people seek therapy today is because of loneliness. Loneliness is also linked to early mortality, depression, anxiety, substance abuse, heart disease, and domestic abuse. Loneliness has become such an issue that in 2018, the UK appointed a minister of loneliness, and in 2017, the US Surgeon General declared loneliness an epidemic here. All right, so how do we change the world? So Dutch Worldwide, we have 5 pillars of Dutch. The first pillar is connection. The second is companionship, community, consciousness, and charity. So the target market for Dutch is people over the age of 18 wanting to connect in person, in real time when they want to connect. So that way you don't have to sign up for meetup events happening in a week or so. You can actually connect when you want to. So, and this is for anybody, college students, families, people that are traveling across the country, couples, groups of friends, and even individuals. As long as you have an intention to connect with another person, you are okay with accepting another person and open to that dialogue that takes place between someone that's maybe different from you, then Dutch is for you. Right, so how does Dutch work? Dutch allows you to connect with real people, verified accounts in real time, when you want to. You just, like I said before, you just have to have an intent to connect with no judgment and a commitment to accept the collective, which is anybody that's on that platform. It allows you to connect with local businesses, events, and different things that are happening in your community to grow that local commerce. Like I said before, it taps into consciousness by educating users about themselves and others. So we do this by self-assessments and different types of push notifications that go out to users based on the things that we found out about them through those assessments that they've taken, and also through things that they've left on the platform through some of the other things that allow us to collect data from people about who they are and the things that they're actually interested in and how they connect with other people. All right. And then the community function allows you to connect with volunteer events and different things that are actually happening in your community in an effort to get the collective together so that people can actually connect with one another in real time right where they are. So the business model for Dutch is based on a freemium business model. There will be things like access to the feed, free assessment tests, push notifications, and local business ads that you can access for free on the platform. You'll also have the premium option where you can actually meet people in real time. You'll also have in-app games to facilitate conversations, conversation starters, and different things like that. Discounted live events, local business incentives, and free swag, and that's where the gamification of Dutch comes in, that incentivizes people to meet people that may not be like them. And then you'll also have the a la carte option to pay per use. Because some people may not want to pay by the month. They may decide, well, it's Friday night, let me try this platform. So they'll be able to actually use the platform without committing to the $9.98 a month. So Dutch fits into a couple of different markets, and that's because Dutch is not a social networking app. It is a social connection application that actually focuses on connecting people in person in real time and not where we're scrolling on social media. It's for actually people that want to meet and have experiences. So the social networking app market is a $6.65 billion market. The lifestyle app market is a $3.26 and matchmaking $0.56 billion market. Combined, it makes it roughly $11 billion, and if we capture 20% of that market, that makes us able to tap into a roughly $2 billion market that where people who want to connect with other people. Now, as far as the competitive landscape goes for Dutch, I missed one. My apologies. Okay, so we have Bumble BFF, Meetup, and there's another social application called Unblind. Dutch allows you to be in person, in real time. The blank is supposed to say educate because Dutch, what it will do is it will facilitate those conversations. It will actually help you when you meet someone new by offering conversation starters, different games that you can play in person to facilitate that exchange. Is it unbiased? The reason that unbiased is here is because most of these platforms, unlike Dutch, is centered around the same model as your Tinders, where you're swiping left and swiping right, where those implicit biases are able to creep in. Well, with Dutch, it allows you to meet people with common interests, but it does hide some of those things that causes our implicit biases to decline to interact with a certain person. But as long as we have common interests, it really shouldn't matter what that person looks like. All right, so our go-to-market strategy. The saturation of a locale is what makes Dutch tick. In an effort to connect with other people, we're looking at college campuses, festivals, live events, popular areas in major cities where people hang out just to socialize, tourist destinations. Just why this is relevant for me, just a little bit of my story. My life changed about a week ago on Saturday. I was happy living in Austin, Texas, and I'll spare you the details. But within a span of 24 hours, I became homeless, and I had to make a decision. Was I gonna stay in Austin, Texas, or was I gonna continue down this path with Hub 101 and my company, Dutch? So I made a decision. I packed up my pickup truck, put all my stuff in a storage unit in Austin, Texas, and over the course of 4 days, I transitioned from Austin, Texas to Thousand Oaks, California. I slept in 2 gas station parking lots. I slept on the beach for 2 nights. But the only thing I was really missing was the companionship piece. I saw people, but I didn't talk to a lot of people because it's so hard to connect with people nowadays. So this is relevant for me because with everybody in this room, life happens. And oftentimes the people that are closest to you are not the people that are related to you. Sometimes you have to go out and you have to go and make that circle. So it shouldn't be so hard to get to that circle. So what Dutch does, it breaks down those barriers and allows you to connect with people that actually want to connect. This is just from some market research that I was doing when I was in Texas. I was driving for Uber and Lyft, trying to get some surveys done and to talk to people about the idea. One guy that I met, he had been in the United States for 7 years. He had relocated from Dubai to go to Penn State. He had been at Penn State for about 5 years. He told me that he hadn't made any friends. He also said that he had been in Austin, Texas for 2 years and hadn't made any friends. The only people that he was reduced to hanging out with were people that he worked with. I mean, that's cool, but oftentimes you don't want to hang out with the people that you work with. You want other type of social circles. And that's what Dutch does. It opens the door for you to be able to meet other people. The team. My name is Melody. I got my undergrad in business management, MBA. I have about 20 years in retail, management, and customer service. I am being advised by Kristen Bell and Matt, who's in the audience today. I am building out my team. I need to go ahead and acquire a data scientist, a sociologist, and psychologist in an effort to be able to tailor that information and those push notifications that will be sent out to the users, a content creators, and also a developer to go ahead and start working on the front and back end, while we also create a web application to go ahead and get people to start using the platform. Alright, so I am raising pre-seed capital of $300,000 to go ahead and get started down this path. Half of it will go to the development of the web application as well as the front and back end of the app that we'll be creating. Marketing, 15%, sales 15%, and operations 20%. So the next steps for Dutch will be going through fundraising, team building, and development of the application. And here is my QR code. So if you guys, I have it also back there at the table back there. This is the one for a survey. And I also have one at my booth in the back for a test of the demo that I've created on Marble app. So yeah, if you just come see me in the back, you'll be able to take a look at that and see where I am and leave your feedback and tell me what you think. Thank you guys so much for your attention in the audience and everybody at home online. I appreciate you.
Okay, we had a little bit of a dying device here. Thank you for those of you who flagged that for me. For those of you online, if you are experiencing, for those of you online who are experiencing a delay or a freeze, please refresh your browser and you should be good to go. Last but not least, we are going to welcome up Sarah Zavvaly. There you are, founder of Zavvaly. Round of applause, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Zavvaly and I am the founder of Zavvaly, a smart safety ring. So this is Sally and Emma. They are two best friends. It's around 7 p.m. and they want to go get ice cream. So Sally's driving and Emma's the passenger. They do everything that society has trained them to do so that they stay safe. They park under a well-lit area, they are together, they lock their doors, they do everything. They go, get their ice cream, and they come back, and as they're sitting and getting ready to go, Sally, who's driving, realizes that there is a man trying to get into the backseat of her car. Feeling panic, she quickly locks the doors and, again, even though she had already done so, and leaves. Her reaction was, it was fast. So that happened to me last month, and it was scary. And unfortunately, the sad truth is that 70% of women fear walking outside due to the fear of assault. Although 91% of phone users feel safer when using their phone due to their ability to have help accessible to them, it's not always realistic. Just like I was in the backseat, and I was the one driving. I saw the guy and I didn't have time to grab my phone. I didn't have time to yell. I panicked and I locked the doors again and drove away. So the solution is a smart safety ring. How it works is that the gray is the technology. I've been looking into Bluetooth low energy, however, it's still very undecided. And the toppers are like the green and the pink. The reason for the toppers is it adds discreetness and it adds personality. Everyone's able to customize the ring to the way that they see fit. It's activated, you press a button, and it will call help. Well, not really call help, but it will send a text to somebody that you trust and your location. That way, if you are in panic, you just tap it, you're good to go. Somebody knows that you are needing help. How it works is, it works with an app. So you log in, you create your account. Sunny is, so to add to the discreetness, that is why it's a sun, cloudy and rainy. Sunny, you're able to deactivate the message that you sent, like the location feature. It basically says you're good to go, you're okay. Cloudy, you're feeling in danger, but you really don't need like a police call or anything like that. Rainy, you really need help. And the way that each of these are activated, there's kind of like it's like you either tap it once, there's a pattern. And then you can easily just deactivate each through the app. There's also a self-defense feature where you have videos and learn how to defend yourself. Our target customers are currently real estate agents, female college students, dating app users, rideshare users, and so on. Our early adopters are currently in urban cities such as Los Angeles and New York. Our business model is transactional, so therefore you buy the ring, it's an asset, and subscription. So how the subscription works is with the subscription you get access to all the safety videos, and there is a freemium model where you still get access to the videos, however, you have to deal with ads. And through the subscription, you're also able to get toppers delivered to you. That way, like, you don't ever have to, you always have to switch out. Our competitors are Invisaware, Flare, Pepper Spray. Invisaware is currently a safety alert necklace. Flare is a safety alert bracelet, and well, Pepper Spray is pepper spray. And although Invisaware, Flare, and Pepper Spray are great self-defense items, they are not fully discreet, affordable, stylish, comfortable, or accessible. My market strategy is to go with social media, word of mouth, referrals, as well as PR articles. The team as of right now is me, Sarah Zavvaly. I am currently a marketing intern here at Zavvaly and will accompany. Prior to my internships, I had my own business in the lip gloss field. I am also a student at Cal Lutheran. I'm studying business administration, specializing in marketing, as well as minoring in Spanish. And Kristen Bell, who's my mentor here at Cal. My exit strategy would be to get acquired by either Apple or ADT Security. So because Zavvaly was born about 3 months ago, my ask for you today is for feedback. I love thoughts, questions, referrals, interviews. I'm currently in the market research stage, so anything you want to share, I'd love to hear. So thank you. You can contact me via email or LinkedIn. I'd be happy to talk.
Fantastic. Okay, so how this is going to work, just a reminder. For those of you, first, actually, can we just do like one more round of applause for all of the entrepreneurs? I am so very proud. Y'all did a fantastic job. This is like your entry into the pitches that are going to come, and your journey from here on out as founders of the startups that you just launched. So congratulations, very well done. I hope you all feel very proud of yourselves also. This is now going to work. I'm going to end the session for those of you who are online. So I'm going to end this session. It's going to push you into the virtual breakouts. Again, this program will tell you who you can talk to first. So first in person, Splitcoin, GLUKI, and Dutch. with each other and also eat. Sorry, online. We'll eat in honor of you. And then the next slot, we're going to be in person, Frendii and Zavvaly, and then the opposite for air meet. You'll notice that on the time it says 5:10 to 5:35. We're going to do 5:20 to 5:40 and 5:40 to 6. We're still ending bang on 6, unless you're welcome to stick around. So 5:20 to 5:40, excuse me, is the first section. 5:40 to 6 is the second section.